Hi everyone, it's Red Sea Reefer here and welcome to this latest Focus Friday video. Today's subject is combining fish in your reef tank and making sure that they are compatible and giving it a high probability that they will get along and in the end have a nice and peaceful reef tank. This is very important for the health of your fish and of course the overall health of your tank. So let's get started. As you might have, if you have seen my previous videos, you might have seen that I don't have a very standard layout of fish or corals for that matter, but especially in the fish department, I have some common fish, of course, like the bangai or the blue Hepatus tang and some Avansi Antias. So all in all, these aren't very special fish, but while keeping them as a combination in the same reef tank, for example the copper band right here, combined with all the corals, which is turning out just fine. And of course this Regal angelfish, which I added a week or two ago. In my latest video, my last video, you can see this fish also. I've made a review about it. And all in all, I think I have a very nice balanced group of fish in my tank. And that's working out just fine, like the wrasses that you've seen floating along, the blue one right here in the background, which is the male, and then the female, which is often not far behind, but I haven't spotted it right now, but it's here somewhere. And of course this spotted drum, which is a fish that you don't see quite often. And when making a selection of fish for your reef tank, you need to think about how many large fish do you want to keep, how many medium-sized fish, and how many small fish. Small fish are of course easier to combine and add together, since they will easily find their own spot inside the tank, like for example these clownfish. It's easy to keep them combined with these mandarins, for example, since they will each just find their own home and their own piece of the reef where they live and feed and everything. So for smaller fish it's not that much of an issue, of course, unless you have a small nano tank, in which case you need to also plan with smaller fish. So coming back to this spotted drum, this is combined with the copper band. It's the largest fish in my tank at the moment, and well, for me, 2 large fish or 3. The angelfish will also be considerably large, and even the blue Hepatus tang will also become large in the end. So it's important not to buy too many fish that will grow large. One of the reasons, by the way, why I sold my fox face 2 weeks ago, before I bought the angelfish, I decided that I had to get rid of the fox face, and I sold him to someone with a much larger tank, since it was considerably growing over the past few months, so it was becoming too large for the tank. And well, one more reason is that it was competing for food with the copper band, and I saw that the copper band was not dealing with it very well, so I started developing a bit of ick. You could see it on the tail still a little bit, but it's clearing up. I have a UVC light which removes the egg. At least it will filter the water. It will remove the parasites from the water, or it will prevent them from breeding. So a UVC light is always a good idea when you have fish that are prone to stress. Like the Regal angelfish is also a fish that is easily stressed out. So other fish that are very common to keep in reef tank are Antias. I have the Avansi, which are these pink and yellow fish right here. The funny thing is that the Hepatus tank, the blue one, is with them since day one. So I've had these Avanci for quite some time. And then when I added the Hepatus, it was literally within 2 minutes. It was joining up with the Avanci, and has been with them ever since. So they are often hang around together. I'm not sure why, since they are obviously very different in size and behavior. Well, behavior maybe not so much, since these are also a bit twitchy fish. So perhaps it has decided, well, these fish act kind of the same as I do, so I'll swim with them. Then here's the angelfish again. In my previous video where I did the review, it wasn't showing up that much, but as you can see right now, it's getting used to the tank very well. It eats the mastic, which I'm very happy. I feed mastic every Friday, at least every Friday, sometimes even more, but I don't want to pollute my tank too much, so I feed this once a week, but I feed mysis and krill every day, so they will definitely have enough food. And the Regal angelfish is getting along quite well. So there's another tang in my tank, which is this Tomensis, I think it's called, which is a relatively small tang. It's grey with yellow fins, and it's easy to combine with other tangs and other fish as well, since it's quite a friendly fish. So all in all, apart from the Hepatus tang, I don't have very aggressive or busy fish in my tank. This blue Hepatus is the busiest around there. So for me, one large busy fish is enough for 500 liters, in my opinion. If you add too much, they will cause stress throughout the tank, and that's not something I want. I want my fish to be happy and to be comfortable together. So if I see one of my fish being bullied by another fish, then I'll have to decide what I want to do with it, because I will not let them fight to the death or something like that. That's not a very good option. And as you can see from this video, all fish are doing well, pretty well together. Of course, if other fish get too close to these Euphilia, then the Nemos will, or the clownfish will definitely give warning shots to the bypassers to stay away, since it's obviously their coral, but there's enough room for them to navigate around it, so they will. So the dorsal fin of this spotted drum is actually split. I noticed it earlier this week. Not sure how that happened. Hopefully not by some other fish. Maybe it brushed against a piece of rock, and then it happened. So also these Bangai cardinal fish, which have grown quite large over the past 2 years. I've got them from a fellow reefer when they were just babies, so I bought 2 very small cardinal fish from him, and then they started growing ever since. And this is the female. And behind this Tomensis tang, which is nice clear image. There's the male as well, who's carrying eggs actually most of the time. So it's very busy. They're a very busy couple, but it's always hard to catch out the small ones whenever it decides to hatch. So there's an overview of the fish that I have in my tank. I'm very happy that they are comfortable together. So whenever you're combining fish, read into them, read what kind of behavior they typically express, and especially how they behave towards other fish. And then when you're not sure of the compatibility, or it says not recommended, please be cautionary to keep your reef happy and thriving. You don't want any unnecessary stress in your reef tank. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a nice weekend. Bye bye.